In 1934, the longshoremen of San Francisco were grossing about $10 weekly pay. The bosses wrung your sweat 24 to 36 hours in a single shift. Then they dump you out of work for 3 or 4 days. You had to leave your loves alone in the dawnless hours, never knowing when you'd be back home. It was shape up at the dock, hoping they'd finger you from the pack, while the chill fog sliced down your back and burned like acid into your bones. The shipping bosses wouldn't even talk to their maritime unions. So 35,000 up and down the coast voted strike, with mass pickets in every port, from San Diego to Bellingham and Seattle. We plugged the Pacific Basin up tight. In the city of Francisco, the gentle saint who spoke to beasts and birds of love for all the wonders of creation, the Employers' Industrial Association was backroom king of the hills and enforced their regal will with gangs of dogs and packs of sharks. When they nodded, the newspapers snapped in unison. When they whistled, the police growled and barked. They ordered their troops to the Embarcadero. Don't drag your tails back here till that strike's dead. On the morning of July 3rd, 1934, the steel doors of Pier 38 clanged open and a scab convoy roared out, 8 squad cars bristling with guns at their head. Thousands of us were massed and ready, and when we saw them, we surged and stopped them cold. From behind us, they attacked on horseback, bouncing clubs off skulls and making brains unfold. We dragged them off their nags and made them a little less bold. Then foot squadrons charged, tossing tear gas. We were forced to meet force with force. An old brick will do just fine. We had 2x4s stapled to our picket signs. Anything we could find and lift, we hurled at them. The Embarcadero was a scramble of fighting men. Then they upped the ante on us. Vomit gas knocked us in the gutter by scores. Shotgun pellets sprayed into our arms and faces. We couldn't hold our places. We carried hundreds of comrades off bleeding to the emergency wards. Nick Bordois and Harry Sperry we carried off bleeding to the morgue. For 2 hot days the battle rampaged. Workers swelled our lines from every union in town. The Employers' Association and the Chamber of Commerce screamed, "This is a communist insurrection and must be put down." 4,700 National Guards stormed the waterfront under orders from Governor Stooge and sealed it off with bayonets, barbed wire, machine gun nests, and commands to shoot to kill anyone who dared try to stop the high-paid scabs from unloading the stolen gold from the holds of their pirate ships. All across the city, living rooms and union halls rumbled with the same alarmed thought: if they get away with this, all unions will be lost. Some of us said to end it now before more are dead and the whole city's under martial law. Others said, spread it, shut down the whole country if we need to. A win for ones, a win for all. Painters Local 1158 sent out the call for a general sympathetic strike. Unions all over the city began to vote, while the AFL twisted and the Central Labor Council resisted. But the real unions, the living rank and file, and on the morning of July 15th, 1934, the stores were silent, the factories were locked, the streetcars were dead, the highways were blocked, 130,000 out, and for 4 days nothing moved in the city without permission of the strike committee, except the fascist vigilante packs who skulked around like pier rats hunting meat, suddenly appearing at union halls and print shops, clubbing everyone they saw and smashing everything they could reach under the smiling-eyed escort of the police who waited down the street, then swaggered in and busted us all for resisting being beat. As we struggled over the course, Oakland and Portland voted general strike in our support. But now the Employers Association wasn't strutting so tough. 4 days of worker solidarity, they decided, was taste enough. They sent their suit and tie boys to the maritime unions with the message that they'd like to get together, at your convenience, of course, for a little friendly chat. And in no time flat, all maritime workers had won union recognition. Longshoremen had a 30-hour week and a 6-hour day, a democratic rotary hiring hall, and time and a half overtime pay. And that's the way it always should have been, because strong unions and solidarity mean real freedom for working people, and unions are just workers uniting to win.